Hello everyone, Xiled Grayson here. So, I've got something to talk about because it's something that I've been thinking about for the last few days and it's something that I think needs to be addressed. So, if you didn't know, I grew up with Doom. I was a massive fan of Doom. You may have seen the background clips where I've been playing Doom most of the time. But the one game that I was really looking forward to when it was first being revealed, and one of the songs from that game I still listen to this day. I mean, I've just listened to it as well because it's just such an iconic song. Um, it's called Burning Jacob's Ladder, and it's by Mark. I can never pronounce his last name, but just type in Burning Jacob's Ladder, Mark. Look for the Rage Edition, perfect version. It's really really good. It's really really eerie and very very like creepy song, and yeah, it's such surreal when you think about the fact that he recently passed away. Well, it's been a while now since he passed away, but the fact that that song sort of talks about that. But the thing that I really want to go into depth with is the fact that ID used to release their engines. They used to, when it was, good and ready, when they was ready to move on, they would release the source code. They'd release it open source, so you could then go and take those engines and make your own games. And in a way, ID was the ones who embraced the community. They were the reasons why we have things like the Unreal Engine and stuff like that, because they were literally inviting like fans and giving fans the tools to make their games. I mean, a lot of the stuff that you play on Steam, things like Half-Life, Team Fortress, Counter-Strike, they all come from Quake, which was the first 3D engine that I remember. And we can still play that to this day, and there's a lot of people that still use that engine. There's been modifications of it. You've got Dark Place. The Doom engine has also been reused in GZ Doom, and there was a game called Total Chaos, which was a mod, which I still trick people to this day when I say, "Can you guess what engine this is on?" And they always go Unity, or that's got to be like a really low engine, probably something like FPS Creator, or a really low working Unreal Engine. And I'm like, oh, that's a Doom mod. And I'm like, wait, what? Doom 2D? It's phenomenal what the community can do. But the moment that Bethesda took over, that sort of changed. And Rage was the main one that I always feel was like one of the. I loved the look of the game. When Borderlands came out, everyone was playing Borderlands. I couldn't stand Borderlands. I enjoyed Rage. I thought Rage was such a cool looking game. The style of it, the graphics, the way the weapons worked, the way the enemies worked, all these different things. And they were using what was called like mega. I think it was like mega text, which was possibly like this like way of putting really really high detailed textures back then. And you can see it in the game. It just looks really cool even now when it's fun to play. Like, I still play from that every now and then. But Rage is it's the start of when suddenly those open source engines stopped. We haven't had an ID Tech engine in ages that we can get our hands on. Rage is like, it's literally 14 years old. So a 14-year-old engine they don't want to release the source code for, which I find is like strange. And I've always wanted them to release the source code for that, because I would love to use that engine, because that engine looks so cool. Like, there's something about the styling of the way that the graphics work, and the feel of the game and stuff like that. It's something that you just don't get anymore. And there's all these different elements in the story, like the fact that you had like this branching like weapons that you could use, or like if you had someone in the water, you fire electric bolt and it would just like fry everybody. You had like the enemy would react in wherever you shot them in a proper way, so they'd start walking. If you shot them in the leg, they'd be walking with a limp, and all these different things. And that's something I really want to see with this game engine, because it just looks so cool. And there's been times where games have came out where fans have used these engines. I mean, the Dark mod, which is a thief. It was a mod for Doom 3 that is now, because the source code got released ages ago, they were able to take that source code and make it a standalone release, so you don't need Doom to play it. You can just download it and play it. And that's the thing, and I do feel that's the same thing with Bethesda. And this is something that I really can't understand. when people say that there is mod support for games, there's not really mod support for the games because you have to do something to crack it and make it work. I mean, look at with Fallout, we had to go and get like the script extender because you can't literally just install a mod and then play it. You have to have something else on the main build to get it to work. And whenever they release a new patch, you then have to wait for the script extender to be updated. It's the same with Minecraft. You have to wait for the pre-built. I've never seen a game company where they've just gone, you just add the mods, we'll update it, don't worry, you don't have to worry, you just do your mods and it will update in real time as we release patches. I've never seen that really, and I think Steam's the closest we ever got to that, because Steam obviously they've got the Steam Workshop and they've done that with Left 4 Dead and Half-Life and all these different games. But it's just phenomenal, the fact that Bethesda suddenly changed this. And I do feel like Bethesda is on this like downward swing. They were that people were saying they were like the god tier games. And trust me, I loved the Bethesda games when I was a kid. I thought they were so cool. When I was started learning game development and game design, I really wanted to be like Todd Howard. That was the whole idea for me. But now I've decided I'm not actually wanting to be like Todd Howard. I want to be more like, John Romero, badass. I can't grow long hair, but he was badass. He was cool, and a lot of his games were still, kicking ass. And that's what I love about the ID games, is because they're just, the 90s is still like grained into its core, and you can't change that. That's why I love what they've done with Doom, and Doom Dark Ages I just cannot wait for. But yeah, I just feel like Bethesda needs to stop releasing these game engines, because they're just holding them for no fucking reason, when you got fans out there who really want to use these engines because they've got some cool ideas and want to make these games. There's so many cool ideas. I mean, I'm working on Z-Head right now, which is my game, and I'm literally taking elements from like different games that I've been playing, like Left 4 Dead, Doom, Bloodborne, Call of Duty Zombies. I'm just taking all these different elements to try and make my own game. And when I'm playing the game, I'm trying to make the graphics look a bit like it's from Rage, but obviously with like the 90s aesthetic. And I know I've been talking about that quite a lot recently, because the main reason being is because I am working on it as we speak. I mean, I've literally just been 3D modeling a certain level, and the thing with it is I'm just been going, I've just got this image, because I remember when Transit came out and everyone saying Bus Route B, and I remember my mate just freaking out, just having to go about Bus Route B, and then he did a video where he got his friend, and he's like, Bus Route B, and the guy just walks off into the same booth, closes the door, and just shouts fucking God. And that's what I want to have with my game, is like, there's going to be like this whole theory of like, is there another bunker? And maybe there is. But there's also lore as well behind it that I've been learning from Left 4 Dead, because I didn't realise Left 4 Dead had lore. And maybe that's something I should talk about, like how games hide lore in the things that you just gotta really, like, you lose. But if you actually take the time to examine the area, you'll find different lore. I should really talk about that as well. So yeah, I mainly just wanted to do this video just to say, Bethesda, just give us the engines. Give us the engines that you're not using, because you don't need them. You just don't, You're basically doing what Warner Brothers has been doing with a gameplay mechanic. And guess what? Warner Brothers is not the way to be. Seriously, not the way to be. Especially what's happening with Monolith. God rest. And someone said to me, said about, they're not dead. Monolith is not destroyed because they all went to set their own studio. Yeah, they're still doing the exact same fucking shit. They are still going to make something similar, with this whole, Captain America and Black Panther. I'm just like, I want a good first-person shooter. I'm done with modern first-person shooters. I want my classics back. I want someone to go and look at the classics and go, let's just do something like it. Let's just go all out. Let's just go and just don't give a fuck about ticking a box. And let's go and make a fucking good FPS. Because Call of Duty is not that anymore. Fortnite's nowhere near that. There isn't any really good first-person shooters that really I want to jump on. I just play, as you can see in the background right now, I'm playing Doom. But, yeah, we don't really have many new FPSs that really go back to that whole idea of like badass, like Jackass, and then like Underground, um, Resistance, Gears of War. When we had those games where it was just like gritty and just, the blood was just flowing with the demons, and I mean, I was literally watching a video today, and it was I'm dribbling, but I'm going to quickly say this before I go. I was watching a video where someone just basically took the Punisher, like the MCU Punisher, John Berthel, and just threw in the Dome music, and it just built. And I was like, yeah, just get me Gordon to do the next Punisher soundtrack. That's all you need. Just go have the Punisher just go into the town. The 2 seasons was just so much filled with just crap. All we want to see is the Punisher just going to town on baddies. That's what we need. So yeah, definitely check out Rage, the original Rage. You can get it really dirt cheap, and I will definitely believe that I think Bethesda needs to stop being pricks and actually release those game engines, because if you're not going to use them, let someone who does want to use them, because they're just sitting there, and the source code will be cool. It'll keep the engine going. If you ain't going to do it, someone else will. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow all our links in the description. That'll take you to all our social media platforms. And as always, stay safe, my exiled friends. Laters.